share some past year question for you to practice. Okay, before you attempt your test 2 and final exam. Okay, so this chapter, is mainly on using this chart to retrieve the data. Okay, but today we are not going to retrieve any data. We just give you some fundamental and theoretical understanding first. Okay, so this psychometric means there's something related to air and also water vapor mixture. Okay, so just for your information, okay, the air that we usually have consists of five main gases. We are going to have our nitrogen, oxygen, argon, carbon dioxide, and hydrogen. Okay, so this one is general one. Okay, if you ask me, each area you're going to have different kind of value. Okay, for example, if you stay by maybe near the industry area, which has a lot of industry companies, factories, then this value would be different. Or maybe you stay nearby the river, nearby the sea, then you also have different composition. Okay, so this one just serve as a guideline for you. Okay, just a general one. Because even in Malaysia, in Europe, you also have different kind. As long as the weather is different, then this value will be changed. Okay, so this chapter, our application mainly on aircon. Okay, if you're going to further this topic in your final year, so you're going to learn in depth on the psychometric chart. Okay, so we also dealing with the industrial process, okay, drying process. Okay, so one of the applications, for example, if you buy supplement, okay, there's something deal with the capsule. Okay, inside the capsule you're going to have the substance. Okay, but in order to dry the capsule, okay, there's something like you have need to have certain humidity, certain air velocity, and the temperature. So this one psychometric help in drying the process. Okay, so this is deal with the psychometric. Okay, so apart from this, psychometric also play an important role in human comfort. Okay, so in for example, okay, if you are going to DK, our day one cooler as usual. So sometimes you feel that the aircon is very cold. Okay, so this one deal with the dry bulb temperature, okay, humidity, all that will affect your comfort. Okay, so next go to here. So this is the general idea of the psychometric chart. The shape, the outline or the shape of the psychometric chart looks like this. Okay, so if you're going to move to the right side, okay, then it is getting warmer and warmer, or the temperature is getting higher and higher. Example 22, 23 degrees Celsius, 24, 25, and so on and so forth. And when you move to the left, it is cooling. Why we need to know this? For example, if the question mentioned from 22 to 25, then you know it is moving to the right side. Okay, and then if it is moving upward, means it is humidifying. Okay, and if move downward means dehumidifying. What means by humidifying? Which means it is getting wetter and wetter. Okay, so sometimes you go to some of the spa, or maybe you go to the salon, okay, for especially for the ladies, you are going to touch up your nail. Okay, sometimes they spray something like fragrance. Okay, so all that with some water, so all that is humidifying. Okay, make sure the room is much more wetter. Okay, especially when you have aircon. Okay, if you don't believe me, when you turn on aircon, usually they go for dehumidifying process. Okay, when you go back to your hometown, okay, you put a glass of water at your room. Okay, so you turn on your aircon. After 8 hours tomorrow, you can see, okay, some of the water already reduced. So this is dehumidifying, which means the air getting drier and drier. Okay, so which means when you move up, down, left, right, all that is a stand alone process. Move right, heating. Move left, cooling. Move up, humidifying. And move down, dehumidifying, which means drier. Okay, so you can put it down. Dehumidifying means the air getting drier. Okay, so apart from this, we also have combination of both, which means it move 45 horizontal to the right side. So it is heating and humidifying. Okay, so heating and humidifying, one of the process that commonly used, like maybe you go to the spa, okay, spa, or maybe you go to the sauna. Okay, when you go to the sauna, you can feel, oh, it's a lot of warmness there. Okay, or also the air, you can feel, oh, it's a little bit wetter. When you move in, you can see a lot of vapor. So, like the spa and sauna is one of the heating and humidifying process occurs inside there. So you can put down, like when you went to go to the spa or go to the sauna, it is heating and humidifying. Just put down somewhere here. Put down an example so that you can memorize it better. I give you 30 seconds, write it down. Heating, humidifying, like spa and probably like going to the sauna. Okay? And then there's another one. Cooling and dehumidifying. So cooling is and dehumidifying is one of the process when you turn on the aircon at your house, at DK. Okay, so this is cooling and dehumidifying. Okay, so which means the air getting colder and at the same time it is getting dehumidified. Okay, so one of the scenario for dehumidifying you can observe when the dryness of the air getting very low. Okay, it could promote electrostatic. So sometimes when you turn on your aircon at 18 degrees Celsius, after some time you sleep, okay, maybe 3 a.m. in the morning, okay, when you brush up with your maybe with your blanket, you can see there's a spark there. Okay, a minor spark there. Okay, because when the air is getting too much drier, okay, then that could be one of the process. You can see a spark, something like this. Okay, so this is one of the condition, cooling and dehumidifying. Which means if you ask me, which temperature or humidity the best, actually it depends. Okay, for example, if you are at your house, maybe around 60% of relative humidity, temperature maybe 22, 24 degrees Celsius, maybe we feel much more comfortable. Okay, so this is just an example. How are we going to calculate whether it is comfortable or not comfortable? Yes, this one relate with thermal comfort, not in your syllabus. Okay, but if you're interested to know, when you go to final year, you can take this subject, aircon, okay, refrigeration and air conditioning. Okay, so now today mainly on introducing you some words. Okay, so first one, specific humidity. Okay, specific humidity, or sometimes we know it as absolute humidity, means the same thing. Or sometimes we know it as humidity ratio or moisture content. So all these 4 to 5 words, it means the same thing. Okay? Or sometimes we just know the symbol as omega. Okay? So if you ask me, yeah, this one, okay, would be the mass fraction of water to the mass fraction of dry air. Okay? Mass fraction of water vapor divided by mass fraction of dry air. So this is omega. Okay, so you can circle this up. Omega equals to mv divided by ma. Ma stand for dry air, v stand for vapor. Okay, and this equation is important. Circle it up. Put into your equation list. Omega equals to 0.622 PV divided by P minus PV. So circle this up. This equation is important. Okay, you can plug and play later on. Okay, but today we are not going to practice any question. Today just give you some idea. Okay, so circle it up, put into your equation list. Okay, so right here, take note. P here means total pressure. Okay, P here stands for total pressure. And PA is your pressure of air, and this one is the pressure of water vapor. Okay, just give you an idea. Okay, next one. This is the relative humidity. Okay, so relative humidity is the amount of moisture in the air. Okay, divided by the moisture in the air can hold. Okay, so you can circle up this equation first. Circle it up. And same, this one is the same. Circle this, put into your equation list. Okay, done. Okay, next. Okay, so right here, let me check whether there's any. This one is not so important. Okay, so the other equation, put it down, circle it up in your equation list. H equals to HA plus omega Hg. H equals to HA plus omega Hg. Write it down, important. Dry bulb temperature. Okay, so what is dry bulb temperature? Dry bulb temperature is actually the temperature that you measure all the time. Okay, when you have thermometer, you measure this room, for example, is 28 degrees Celsius. So that one would be your dry bulb temperature, which means the temperature at atmospheric that you measure it directly. Okay, so this is your dry bulb temperature. Okay, why? Because we also have wet bulb temperature. Okay, so wet bulb temperature, I would say that it is less commonly measured for normal purposes, like at your lab when you conduct your experiment at thermodynamics lab. Usually we measure dry bulb temperature. Okay, so for wet bulb, no, we rarely measure it. Okay, but how are you going to measure the wet bulb temperature? For example, this is the thermometer. You put in a wet cloth, wrap at it, okay, and then you measure it. Okay, so that one would be wet bulb temperature, which means dry bulb, you measure it directly. You use the thermometer, measure directly, that one would be your dry bulb temperature. Is you put in a wet cloth, that one would be wet bulb temperature. And the other one is dew point temperature. So what means by dew point temperature? For example, if you buy a Coca-Cola or you take out a Coca-Cola from the fridge, okay, you place it on the table. After 3 minutes, you can see, okay, example, the Coca-Cola can here, you can see it start to sweat. Okay, or the table become wet. Okay, we got water there. Okay, so that one is the dew point temperature, which means the temperature start to have the scenario. Okay, so this is the dew point temperature. Okay, I repeat again, if dry bulb is the common one, use it to measure the thermo temperature directly. For wet bulb, you wrap it with a cloth at the sensor there, wet. Okay, then that one will be your wet bulb temperature. And for your dew point temperature is the temperature that when you have a Coca-Cola, you take out from the fridge, you place it on the table. The moment the Coca-Cola start to sweat, that one would be the dew point temperature. Okay, so three different kind. You just need to know the definition. That's all. Okay, so this one is not important. It's okay just to let you know. When you take out a Coca-Cola, place it on the table, you can see there's some liquid water droplets. Okay, so all that is the dew point temperature. Okay, okay, not yet, not yet. We still have another one. Okay, so we have a few more terms. Okay, so the other one, percentage of saturation. Okay, so this is the definition. The mass of water, okay, held per kilogram dry air. Okay, to mass of saturated water vapor per kilogram. So this one later on, I will show you how to retrieve the value from the psychometric chart. Okay, so if you ask me, all this important, not this one is not important. Okay, equation is important, so you can circle it up. Equation is important. All this, put it in a to equation list. Equation list. This one not important. Okay, later on I will show you how to use the psychometric chart to retrieve data and how to plot it. Now this one just for reference only, not important. Okay, so next, this is the specific enthalpy, the term that you familiar with it, H. Okay, enthalpy is capital H, specific enthalpy is small letter h. Okay, so still remember what is the difference between capital H and small letter h? Okay, so capital H is small letter h times with the mass. Okay, but this one just put into your equation list first. Okay, this one also you familiar with it, H equals to CPT. Okay, so this one, this chapter just recall everything. Okay, same. Circle it up into your equation list. Okay, so next. So this is the overview of your psychometric chart shape. Okay, so this one is your dry bulb. Everything straight line is your dry bulb temperature. Okay, so the indicator would be here. So horizontal line would be your wet bulb. Okay, so this one would be your dew point. Okay, H also horizontal diagonal line. Okay, so all this just to let you know, I actually summarize it for you. Okay, so this is the actual one. This is the actual psychometric chart. So I will say that it looks quite complex, but no worries. Later on, I will show you how to retrieve the data. Okay, so you're familiar with it first. Okay, I summarize this for you. Okay, anything green color, this line, green color would be your relative humidity. Okay, anything yellow here, horizontal line, would be your dew point or grains of moisture. Blue would be your wet bulb temperature. Red would be your dry bulb. Okay, so specific volume would be this dark blue line. Okay, so this one you familiar with it first. Why? Because later on they will let you know 80% RH and 34-degree wet bulb temperature. Then you need to find the intersection line to get the data. Okay, so this is the overall idea. So make sure you can print it out for only this page. This page and this page you can print it out. Next, coming Friday, we are going to practice in class. Okay, print out this page and print out this page. Coming Friday, we are going to put the hands-on in the class. Okay, so print these two page. Okay, this page and this page. 2 pages. So we are going to solve some question. At least you know how I going to use this. Okay, so we are going to practice this. Okay, they will give you, for example, like 35 degrees Celsius, 40% of RH. You need to find the specific humidity, find the enthalpy, wet bulb temperature, and etc. So for this one, we are going to practice it on coming Friday. But make sure you print this first. This and this, print it out. Okay, so we will practice it. Okay, so just a quick recall for you. Move to the right, heating. Move to the left, cooling. Move up, humidifying. Move down, dehumidifying. Combination of both to the right top corner. This one would be heating and humidifying. Example, sauna and spa using these processes. Cooling and dehumidifying. This one, for example, when you turn on aircon. Okay, so example. Okay, so this one, for the rest, yeah, we are going to discuss it on coming Friday. Okay, coming Friday. Okay, so any question? We're not going to take too long, just to introduce you because the rest mainly on hands-on application. Okay, if you have any question, you can write down at the comment column there, or you can unmute yourself. If not, then yeah, that's all for today. Just to give you some introduction only. Okay, so if no, then yeah, I will see you again on Friday. Remember to print out that 2 pages psychometric chart and also this indicator for your psychometric chart. Okay, so these two, one and two, these two, one and two. Okay, so I will see you coming Friday. Thank you, everyone.
Here, the
Okay, bye
Thank you,
bye.
Ethan.